What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from Scalar Learning, and it is Monday, albeit late, but still Monday here in LA, just barely. And we are cranking through some more ACT math, as per usual. And I'm kind of keeping up this tradition. We're going through this Manhattan 5-pound ACT book, and we're just chugging through the math section into elementary algebra right now. And we're not doing this timed as I do a lot of my live streams. Instead, we're doing it at a nice, relaxed pace, as has been requested by many of my viewers and subscribers. So just give you a nice, easy, digestible lesson on topical lesson as well on ACT math. So let's jump into it. If you got any questions, make sure to leave the questions in the comments section below. And give this video a like. If you do like it, find it useful, that'd be great. Helps out the channel and me. All right, here we go. So number 52, for all values of a and b, 4ab times this will always be equal to which of the following? All we're doing is a little distribution. And I got 4a cubed b because the exponents add. And don't forget there's an invisible 1 for each of these exponents. Minus 4 times 2 is 8. A times a is a squared. B times b squared is b cubed. And there we go. 4a cubed b minus 8. There we go. F. All right. Numero, let me just make sure I'm making mistakes. 8a squared b cubed. Okay. Numero 53. If x squared equals 36, y squared is 64, which of the following cannot be a possible value of x plus y? So that means x equals either plus or minus 6, and y equals plus or minus 8. Okay. So these are the options here. Now we can think about all the different combinations. So like, for example, I can do 6 plus 8, which is 14. I can do negative 6 plus negative 8, which is negative 14. I can do 8 plus negative 6, which is 2. I can do negative 8 plus 6, which is negative 2, and then C is the answer. Odd man out. In the table below, A and B and C represent different integers. Which of the following expressions could be the sum of the empty cells in order that the sums of each row and each column, what? The sum of the empty cells in order that the sums of each row and each column, but not of the diagonals, are equal. Oh, got it. Could be the sum of the empty cells. What is that? The sums of, this is the most confusing question I've ever read. This is insane. In order the sums of each row and column are equal for all values of A, B, and C. All right, whatever. So my assumption is that this is going to be this is going to be C, because we're going to have an A, a B, and a C, I guess. This is probably going to be sums of each row and each column, because this can't be an A over here, right? Because then it's A, and then it's different. So let's rewind here. This is so weird. Okay, every column, so look, it's going to be BC, BC, right? So AB, this needs a C. If this is going to have a C, this has to be a C. This is weird. In order that the sums of each row and each column, for all values, which of the following expressions could be the sum of the empty cells? All right, so then what? This would be A. Then this would also be A. This would also be A. Wow, I'm kind of stumped here. Not sure. I've never seen a problem like this before. In order that the sums of each row and each column. Let's see. This is really tricky. I mean, I actually think it's a garbage question. I've never seen anything like this on a real ACT. It's so confusing. But all right, let's see. Maybe this is C. So just as you know, I am really taking these for the first time, as I always say, and now you're seeing me get stumped, which does happen, of course, from time to time. BC. This wouldn't make sense, first of all, because then that would only be 3 values. So we know we need like 5 values. So it's either these, one of these 3. I don't like to do this by elimination, but like I said, I'm kind of a little confused. So we got an A, a B, and a C. Let's assume, okay, I can figure this out now. I actually think there's something wrong with this problem because it doesn't work out, but I will assume that if I got an A, a B, and a C, right now I have 2 B's, I have an A, and I have a C, and I have 5 other values. So I assume to match up, I'm going to need an A and a C to get 2 A's, 2 C's, a B, and then another 2 and another 2. Or another one. Now it's all matched, and we'll have 3B, 3A, and 3C. So I guess it's 2A plus B plus 2C. I'm guessing this is it. However, I still just don't know. Okay, it must be that, right? It must be that. It's the only thing I can think of. So we'll come back and I'll see if I got it right. And if I got it wrong, we'll check the explanations and see what they're exactly asking. Okay, the integer x is subtracted from 6, and this result is then multiplied by 5. Then the result is added to 4. So this should be an addition sign. Finding is equivalent to this expression. So all they did was they take this expression and then simplify it. So that's 30 minus 5x plus 4. These guys combine, and it's 34 minus 5x. Okay, next. Oops. Number 56. 4 is subtracted from the integer y, and the result is divided by 8. The expression is equal to 7 more than half of y. What is the value of y? All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything by 8 to get rid of this fraction. Then I get y minus 4 equals 8 times 7 is 56, plus 8y over 2 becomes 4y. Oops, glitched. Then I'm going to subtract y from both sides. And I'm going to simultaneously subtract 56 from both sides. Negative 60 equals 3y. Divide both sides by 3, and y equals negative 20. All right, next, 57. Which of the following is a solution to the equation blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is a nice factoring equation, so I'm going to subtract 88 from both sides. Usually when we got a quadratic, we want to set everything equal to 0. Now I'm going to see if I can factor this guy. So first of all, we say that h and h go here because what multiplies to h squared, h and h. And then what multiplies to negative 88 and adds to 3, it must be positive 11 and negative 8. Those two multiply negative 88, add to positive 3. So my solutions are going to, what makes this go to 0? Negative 11. What makes this go to 0? Positive 8. And they only have negative 11. So we're good to go. Numero next, 58. Jeremy and Andrew collect baseball cards of their favorite professional players. Jeremy currently collects X playing cards per month, and Andrew currently collects Y playing cards per month. Jeremy collects X, Andrew collects Y. Jeremy currently has 150, and Andrew has 190. I'm going to say per month, like this, right? If Jeremy's collection will have as many baseball cards as Andrew's in 5 months, what is X minus Y? All right. So basically, we're saying Jeremy, who has 150, turned into equation, plus 5X will equal 190 plus 5Y, right? Because they're saying in 5 months, the two will be equal. Now, I just turned this weird question into an equation. Now I'm going to subtract 150 from both sides. And remember, we're not trying to solve for x or y. We can't, actually. But what I can do is I can solve for x minus y. So watch this. Now I have 5x equals 40 plus 5y. Let's get the y's and x's together. That's all we're doing, right? Subtract 5y, subtract 5y. 5x minus 5y equals 40. Divide everything by 5. And I got x minus y equals 8. And that's it. That's what we're solving for. Numero 59, which is the following is a solution to the equation here. Okay, should be y. So I got y times y minus 16 equals 0. And I got two solutions where this goes to sets the whole thing equal to 0 and where this goes to 0. So my solutions are y equals 0 and y equals 16. And that's my answer. Okay, number 60, excuse me. Lewis is a photographer who currently earns $50,000 per year. Lewis's wife is a dentist. She earns $74,000. Lewis suspects that his business will continue to expand. His income will increase $4,000 each year for the foreseeable future. Meanwhile, Lewis's wife expects her annual income to increase only $1,000 each year. If Z represents the number of years it will take for the income to be equal, which of the following equations could be solved to find the value? Well, check it out. Right now, he's got $50,000 and he's making $4,000 extra per month. That's this. It's F. So this is representing his income Z years from now. This is representing her income Z years from now as well, because she's only making $1,000 a month. When are they going to be equal? That's what this is saying. These other ones don't make any sense. And that's it. Let 3a plus 2b equals 3. And that, okay, what is the value of 5a plus, okay, system of equations. Normally, we would maybe use elimination to actually solve for a and b, but they don't want us to do that. They had a question like this on the recent SAT, where if the, let me think about this for a second. Oh, the numbers aren't great. So I was thinking like we don't need to solve. If we can get 5a plus 8b, then we're good. Actually, maybe we can. Let me think about this for a second. If I multiply this by 2, and then that would be, yeah, okay, watch this. So I'm going to multiply the bottom one by 2. So I'm being very specific here in trying to do as little work as possible. And then I'm going to multiply the top one by -1. Bottom one becomes 8a up so that 10. I can always multiply both sides by anything. That's all right. 10b plus -2b equals 8b. 22 plus -3 equals 19. And that's all they're asking for. 5a plus 8b equals 19. And we're done. Okay, 62, which of the following is a solution to the equation, blah, blah, blah. All right, so x cubed minus 64x. Okay, so again, I'm going to factor out my GCF of x. Then I get x squared minus 64. Hopefully you spot that this is a difference of squares. So I'm going to FOIL this, or factor this guy like this. It's x minus 8, x plus 8. That's a standard difference of squares. That means I got two solutions, or three solutions. X equals 0. X equals 8, and x equals -8. Remember, it's flip-flopped because I'm looking for what makes this go to 0. -8 plugged in plus 8 sends it to 0. They only have one of those three, which is good because otherwise it would be a problem. And there we go. All right, let 2x see if I can be strategic about it. By the way, guys, if you're finding this video useful, please click that like button. That really helps me out and the channel, and to spread the word and help more students. So, okay, I want to get 12x. And I want to get y. Oh, I already see it. This is beautiful. If I just multiply the bottom equation by 2, look what happens. I get 10x plus 6y equals 18. 10x plus 2x, right? These are the equations I'm adding now. 10x plus 2x, there's my 12x. 6y plus -5y is y. Boom, look at that. And then I got 18 plus 16 equals 34. And that's all they're asking. 12x plus y is 34. Numero 64. Hold on, I'm going to 68, right? Yeah. Okay. Numero 64. Hey, yo, Trizzy, that's amazing to hear that your score went up 130 points. Do you want to do a testimonial video for my channel? I'd love to have you on. So let me know if you do. Email me at huzaifa@scalarlearning.com. But that's incredible. Congratulations. That's a great score. Okay, what number can be added to both the numerator and denominator of 2 7s to get 3/4? So this is a great question where, hey, what can be added to the numerator and denominator, same number though, to equal 3/4? And there I just set up an equation. Now we solve for x, right? Cross multiply. 3 times 7 plus x equals 4 times 2 plus x. Distribute, 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 distribute. 21 plus 3x equals 8 plus 4x. Subtract 3, 15. 7 plus 13 is 20, and that reduces to 3/4. We're good. 65. What is the product of the two solutions for this guy? Okay, again, straight away, I want you to thinking immediately factor when you see a quadratic. And that's AA. What multiplies negative 33 adds to 8. That would be negative 3 and positive 11. And they add to 8. Now, what are my two solutions? A equals 3. A equals negative 11. And they want the product of these two. 3 times negative 11 is negative 33. Wait a minute. Could have actually done that without doing any work now that I think about it, because that has to be the product of the two solutions, right? Because if you pick up on that, I'm now realizing I could have done that. But this is the standard way to do it. Still a good way. What is the sum of the two solutions? It's 1. I'll show you why, though. The sum of the two solutions for these are usually going to be your B term, but let's factor anyways and be careful just in case. So I got x and x, and I got negative 56. So that what multiplies negative 56 adds to 1. That's positive 8 and negative 7, right? And then what's the sum of these two solutions? So my solution is 7. My other, I was too hasty. I was wrong. Okay, so check this out. I got to undo that because I don't want that circle there. It was not 1. All right. So sorry. We got a factor there. I got to be careful, right? Make sure, did I do that one? Yeah, that one's fine. All right, so check it out. This becomes positive 8 and negative 7 to add to 1 and multiply negative 56. So my solutions are negative 8 and positive 7, and when I add them together, it's negative 1. So I almost got caught there by trying to go too fast and be too cool about that, finding that little trick. So it did not work for the addition, it did work for the products. For all pairs of real numbers Q and H, where blank, what H equals what? All they're asking us to do is isolate H, right? They're getting H in terms of Q. Just think they want H by itself, that's it. So add 13 to both sides. Q plus 13 equals 11H. Then we divide both sides by 11, and we're good. Oops, we're good to go. Q plus 13 over 11. All right, last problem is numero 68. The parabola and line segments from negative 50, whatever, are displayed in the standard line coordinate. Okay, what is the y coordinate on the parabola when x equals negative 40? Negative 20, negative 50. So that means it would be like x minus 50, x plus, oops. Hold on 1 second. Hello? Hello? Oh, hey, what's up? Yes, can you buzz my apartment?
Okay, what number?
It's 416, but you have to look me up by name.
Oh, okay. 460.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Okay, bye. All right, sorry about that, guys. My food's here a little early. It's supposed to come at the end of the live stream. Anyways, all right. So I got x minus 50, x plus 50. All right. And there's some a value here. We don't know what it is per se, but we can kind of figure it out. So there always is an a value in these quadratics. All right. Now, I know that we got another term here. We know that when x equals 0, all right, my y equals 100. So I can say the f of x equals 100. And then when x equals 0, so that's negative 50 times positive 50, okay? And that's going to be negative 2,500. Again, we can use a calculator for this, so I'm not totally stressing on these numbers. And then to isolate or solve for a, we divide both sides by negative 2,500. A equals negative 1/25. So now my function is, let's just say y, negative 1/25 times x minus 50, x plus 50. And we want to know what is the value when x equals negative 40, so I just plug it in. So it's negative 40 minus 50 is negative 90. Negative 40 plus 50 is 10, and then 1/25, 900. It's basically 900 divided by 25, which is 36. That's a pretty hard problem. All right, so we're done. Let me get the answers. We're going to check the work 1 second. my food's gonna be here in a sec, so I gotta go open the door. All right. Okay, 52. We got FCJDF. FCJF. Then I got 57 is AKBFE. Did I get that weird problem right? Yeah, let's see. Oh, I did get it right. All right, cool. 62 is HEGAH. And 67 and 68 are EH. Yeah. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please click that like button. And if you want to see more from the Scalar Learning channel, make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.